Something to report?
Of course the United Colonies is paying close attention. Heaven forbid something escaped their notice.
You will be scanned as you enter the city. Please keep moving.
Ah, whenever I eat here, I cannot help but taste dust and dirt. I do not think I am imagining it.
Cydonia. The UC clings to its old ways. I suspect the Sol system would be abandoned otherwise.
Watch out for the robots. They're surprisingly sneaky.
We run a tight ship here on Cydonia. Anyone who steps out of line, well, they learn never to do it again. Sergeant Booth at your service. If you have a security-related concern, bring it up to me. As much as someone's last name is a nickname, friends, acquaintances, and other locals call me Booth. You can call me Sergeant Booth.
I tell you, I can't imagine leaving.
Not if I've got anything to say about it. For real, though. I don't know if it's because everyone's too busy working, or if it's because of the military presence, but crime's pretty low. We get the occasional drunken brawls, petty thefts and stuff, but Cydonia ain't exactly a hotbed of crime. We're not Neon. Be seeing you around.
Cydonia can have a depressing effect on some people. Make sure to get yourself help before it becomes a problem.
Welcome to Cydonia Security. I'm Commander Vincent Woodard, Chief of Planetary Security and former head of the Red Devils program here on Mars. I tend to deal with security at a high governmental level, whereas my associate Booth over there handles day-to-day security issues. So if you're looking to report a minor crime or misdemeanor, see him. But if there's something I can help you with, feel free to ask. It's small, it's dusty, it's old, but it's home. It may not be anything fancy, but I couldn't dream of living anywhere else. Still do, technically. I'm a naval commander. But they've got me here pushing pencils ever since the Red Devils disbanded. I pull double duty, aiding in recruitment and serving as the Cydonia security chief, representing the UC. If you ask me, though, nothing's been the same since the Red Devil's glory days. Only the finest bunch of soldiers to ever grace the UC with their service. Of course, I may be biased as a Red Devil myself, and head of the program. Well, former, I should say. Program's been defunct since the armistice that ended the colony wars. It put a stop to any and all Xeno warfare. I fought to keep them operational here, but the top brass concluded that without their unique alien bioweapon training, there was no need for a separate elite soldier program. All the goddamn time. It's been about 20 years, but every time a new recruit crosses my desk, I size them up and wonder if they have what it takes to be a Red Devil. I'd give my left thumb to recruit fresh devils again, but it'd take nothing short of a miracle to convince the top brass to reinstate the program. Have yourself a good one.
Have you checked your air filters lately? The city of Cydonia recommends checking your filtration units every 2 weeks for old, faulty, or improperly fitted filters.
Martian dust is a known cause of respiratory illness. Remember, keep it breathing so you don't get wheezy.
Hey, it's my personal savior. Thanks again for the assist. Hey, good to see you again. Still think there might be room for me on your crew? I'm a real expert in the gunner seat. Have to be, since I usually fly solo. I'll knock out any targets we come across. That's a promise.
Am I glad I got this job instead of mining some dead rock out in the middle of nowhere?
Hey, this here's the most important work in the galaxy. We mine the resources that make spaceships possible.
Hello, traveler. Will you join me for a while? You strike me as someone with an interesting story. Call it scholar's intuition. I understand. May the road rise to meet you. I hope our paths cross again.
Let me know if you need something. I've been swapping stories with other miners. It makes me eager to get a cutter. I'll take that from you. I'll see you later.
Excuse me?
Yes.
What? Sometimes it
Didn't
feels
say
like
I'm a
the least
fan
of
of
it gets
excitement
around
and drama around here.
But there'd be no use.
Only that I didn't care much for them getting disbanded years ago, and I don't care much for the rumors they're coming back someday. Plenty. But if I went blabbing them to any rando that walks into my bar, no one would ever tell me anything around here. You don't do this job for 45 years by losing your customers' trust. See? That's what I'm talking about. You give respect, you get respect. I'm glad you understand. Everything. I make it a point not to sell crap. We got beer, wine, and spirits. We don't do too many fancy mixed drinks, at least not the kind you get in Neon or New Atlantis. It's my belief that the only booze worth drinking doesn't need to be mixed with something else to taste good. Don't be a stranger.
Found a clutch of heat leeches.
Do you imagine anyone actually enjoys living here? I simply cannot.
Taking their psychological concerns into account has played a part in that.
Cherry is by far.
Horace is good people. If you need a quiet spot to think, the community center's a good place. I lived a pretty quiet life to start, but the quieter things got, the more noise I made. Got into trouble, did the whole teenage rebellion tour, that sort of thing. Dad used to say I was made reckless by boredom, but I think he deserves some of the credit. I came to do a little good old-fashioned soul searching. You'd think it'd be easy to find, given it's my soul. But nope. Turns out it's a lot harder than it looks. See ya.
Most visitors can't wait to get off this rock.
Hard season for everyone.
What a long day.
Greetings, my child. Is there any assistance the Sanctum Universum can offer you? I'm always available for your religious needs.
Can you believe people used to think the nearby mountain
I have a
was
pen
face
pal in New
on the
Atlantis.
surface of
We've never met
Mars?
in person, but she's still one of my
Ridiculous,
best
huh?
friends.
Doesn't look anything like one.
Not to get all sappy, but I lost a son in the war. It's been 20 years, but it still makes my brain a bit swirly thinking about it. Just never got to say goodbye, you know? That bugs me. So I come here to try and get peace. Joy and Horace? I think they get along well enough. Sure, they argue, but that's a good thing. Disagreement's healthy. What good are your beliefs if you never have to defend them? See ya.
Horace and I may disagree on matters of faith, but we both try to do what we can to help those who feel lost with our community. Why, hello there. What can I help you with? Have you come to seek assistance from the House of Enlightenment? Yes, the Enlightened serve as a community-centric institution, much like a traditional church, but without religious faith. For it's the community and faith in one another which is important, not adherence to a particular religious dogma. Be well in your travels.
20 years ago, I moved to Sidonia on a whim. Never thought I'd stay for as long as I have.
Hi, welcome to Jane's, Sidonia's only 100% independent one-stop shop. I apologise if I'm a little distracted. I'm currently dealing with a little issue, but please let me know if there's anything I can get for you. You have no idea. Every time I feel like I'm getting ahead, something happens to knock me back down. But unless you're some sort of merc, I'm not sure you can help. See, I saved up to get a new ship and hire a pilot. He was supposed to help run deliveries and bring in all sorts of new goods, but he went missing. I can't find anyone willing to track him down. I'm worried something bad has happened. If all else fails, I'm probably going to, but I'd rather not. That ship? I bought it from a sketchy dealer because it was all I could afford. Seemed too good to be true. I'm not sure now it was entirely legit. So, you see the problem with contacting SysDef? I'm not sure. I'm hoping it's something simple, like he ran out of fuel. It's an older ship and it may have had a minor leak. But I know there's a problem with pirates out there. This was Eric's first real piloting job, and I'm worried they could tell he was easy pickings or something. Could just be my overactive imagination. Really? I mean, thank you. I know it's a lot of trouble, but it'll mean a lot to me. I'll try to compensate you as best I can when you bring back Eric and my ship. It's a cargo runner called the Berry Mule. The last signal I got from him was out near Triton. It's a starting place, at least. And try to bring them both back in one piece. I feel like I'm a bit in over my head. Okay, let me just pull up my stock and... there it is. Take a look. Yeah, bye.
This is right where I... just smell that dusty air.
What? Do you mean I'm not miserable like them? Guess not. Yeah, it might not be the most glamorous post and the work can be tough, but it sure beats the hell out of whatever I'd be doing back home. Writing papers, presentations, doing spreadsheets. Nah, that's not for me. I'm happy to be here, and I wish my family would understand that. Yep, my family doesn't like that I joined up with the Marines, but nobody's more worried than my sister. I feel bad. Her birthday's actually coming up, but I'm not able to visit her. She's gonna be worrying about me on her birthday. Actually, maybe you can help me with that. Would you mind giving her her birthday presents the next time you're in New Atlantis? Hello? A bit nosy, are we? I'm just kidding. I'd like to know what I'm carrying with me as well. I'll pack some Sidonia souvenirs for her. Dumb things, like some dust and rocks and stuff. She likes those sorts of things. I also wrote her a letter. I just wanted to know that I'm doing okay, and that she doesn't have to worry about me so much. Awesome! You're making my life a whole lot easier right now. Thanks for doing this. And tell her I said, happy birthday. Not sure if I ever wanted to be a Marine per se. This is just where life took me. Growing up, all I ever wanted to do was leave New Atlantis and see the settled systems. Joining up with the Marines was the easiest way to do that. Best decision I've ever made. I don't mind it too much. Things can be rough here, but that's sort of why I like it. I'll admit, though, that I'd like to be stationed somewhere else someday. Not that I don't like it here, but I'd like to see what else is out there. Have a good one.
Welcome to Sidonia. I'm under orders not to engage with non-personnel.
The community center on P1 is a good place to connect with others, or fulfill any spiritual needs you may have.
Always be ready for anything.
Glad there ain't no wars, but we still need to be prepared.
Lux Condominiums has premium apartments available to rent. Whether you need
Military.
I am told that the United Colonies Marines are very well trained. I have not seen them in action, but I am curious.
Do you ever get
songs stuck in your head? Sometimes I have to make up my own songs just to get rid of them.
United Colonies asks much of its workers, and apparently offers rather little in return.
Not a lot of kids here. Sometimes you've got to make your own fun.
Been mining this red rock over 30 years. Never gets old.
Hey! Haven't seen you around here before. Did you just move in? Visiting Cydonia? It's a good one. No one just visits Cydonia. Nah, you're probably here on business. Am I right? Unless you're visiting friends or family, I guess. Anyway, doesn't really matter. Name's Mitch. I'm just a guy who lives here in the Lux condos. I'm always looking to make new friends. People say I can be a bit much sometimes. I love having people to hang out with and watch movies, talk about books, play games, or whatever. Potential employers, you say? Well, you are in luck. It may not look like it, but I am a potential employer. Well, more accurately, I need someone with a ship to help me out with a favor, and I'm willing to pay. But if you're not interested or don't have a ship, that's cool too. What's that supposed to mean? But just because I look like I couldn't bench press a stick of raw spaghetti, I don't fit in here? Nah, just kidding. I got some issues that prevent me from working, and modern medicine could only help so much. I was offered an experimental treatment, and unfortunately, instead of getting cool superpowers, I got more medical conditions. But it's okay. They offered me this condo and set me up with enough money to get by without working. I live pretty well, all things considered. Yeah, thanks. You too. Nice to have visitors. Oh, you do? That's great. Well, if it's not too much of an inconvenience, maybe I can entice you to do a favor for me? Please? I found out recently that my favorite book series, Dragonstar Force, had a very limited initial run. I really want to collect all the first editions, but it's hard for me to get them shipped all the way out here. I already tracked down Volume 1. Could you go buy it and bring it back here for me? I'll pay you back, of course. Plus, extra for your trouble. They're these old science fiction fantasy books about space and good versus evil and a mysterious magical relic called the Dragonstar. Now, there's this team of heroes who fight space wizards, and dragons, demons, and whoever else seeks to take over the galaxy using the Dragonstar. You will? Wow, you're the first person to actually agree to do it. Thanks. Well, like I said, I'll make it worth it to you. You won't regret it.
Citizens are advised to take caution near the military.
The UC Exchange is a great place to buy your weapons.
Warning. Fatal crash. Attempting to reboot. Hello, stranger. I am known. What can I do for you? I was activated 17 years ago. I malfunctioned and have been in disrepair and unable to move for over 9 years. Repairs are too costly, and I am well past my warranty expiration. Now, my primary function is that of an automated personal assistant. It was chosen over deactivation. I can make general announcements and relay messages from one registered miner to another, and I can report about local news. All news and information has been supplied by employees of Deimos's mining operations. I also have been programmed with a limited selection of jokes, but I have been told to warn you, they are not good. Don't forget, this month's target goals have been increased by 5%. Failure to meet your new goal may result in termination of your current contract. Good thing you do not work here. Sorry, you must be an employee of Deimos Star Yards to access the messaging function, and you are not. No doom with this quake. A helpful reminder that subterranean particle fracking has resumed after its recent hiatus. Residents and workers alike are encouraged to heed the warning announcements and brace themselves for any turbulence when the blasts go off. Thankfully, you can rest easy knowing that detonations no longer occur at all hours of the night. Feel free to toss your alarm clocks, however, because they resume bright and early every morning. Why did the snowman need a moist towelette? Because his arms were sticky. I am registering that you are leaving. Goodbye. Hello, stranger. I can make general announcements, all news and information. I also have been programmed with a and my instructions are to sit here, do nothing, and be ignored. My programming indicates these are 3 of my favorite things.
You know, I believe we've got the best mining team ever assembled here. Welcome, welcome. Nice to meet you. Name's Trevor. Mining Director for the Deimos Mining Project here in scenic underground Cydonia. I could spare a minute or two to chat, so long as you're not looking for mining work, I suppose. Not so bad for one of the oldest mines in the settled systems. We struggle with the lack of decent equipment, but we work hard and make up for it. As I'm sure you know, we're responsible for supplying resources to Deimos Star Yards, which in turn is responsible for supplying UC naval vessels. That, among other major projects, makes us one of the United Colony's most important mining operations. The prestige and pay that comes with it almost makes up for being stationed at the arse end of the settled systems in the middle of nowhere. Argos, huh? Yeah, I've heard of them. That's great, but yeah, unfortunately all our mining contracts are filled right now. Unless, maybe you could help me out with a job. Off the books. Great! I promise it's nothing that'll get anyone in any kind of trouble. See, you might have noticed that our equipment ain't exactly holding together like it used to. Problem is, we can't get new equipment unless we start exceeding our quotas, and we can't do that until we get new equipment. A real dilemma, right? I've got a plan for solving our little problem, though. I'm getting there. First, I need someone from the outside to bolster our yields so we can prove that we can exceed our quota. I'll fill you in on the rest of the details after you've hauled up some more. One standard quota should do. I need to know I can trust you with the easy stuff first. Of course not. I'll pay you out of my own pocket. I care about my miners, even if corporate doesn't understand our struggles down here. I'm willing to put in some sacrifices to help. That's just the kind of guy I am. If I had the credits to buy all the equipment myself, I would. But this is the next best thing. Yeah, don't you think I want to? Corporate sets the contracts and they're not giving out anymore, so we work with what we've got. Something to do with insurance, benefits, and other liabilities, so I don't make the rules. When you've got enough, drop it off in the bin over there for processing. Then come see me.
Please move.
If there were any doubt of Sidonia's importance to the United Colonies and its industry, this certainly puts it to rest. Hey, be careful not to point that thing at me. No, I will not help you hurt.
locked in.
Hello, Captain.
Stay alert. Weapons at the ready.
Remain calm. There's no reason to suspect whatever it is hostile. You're... human. Oh, we're human. From the planet Earth in the Sol system. Oh, pardon my ignorance. We just didn't expect to find people out here. We didn't think anyone else left Earth before us.
You thought you were the only ones? I am afraid you have been unaware of a great many things.
Perhaps we should greet our guests.
Of course. Manners. I'm Captain Diana Brackenridge. This is Security Officer Bomani Reader. And this is Dr. Mabuti da Costa, one of our elders.
A pleasure to meet you.
I don't know all the particulars, but I'll try to answer as best I can. It's a colony ship. It was built long ago by our ancestors to sustain our crew over hundreds of years in space through generations of travelers. It's sturdy, fast, and spacious. That last one is important because we had to take as many supplies as possible with us on the journey and still have ample space for our crew. You've come aboard the Earth colony ship Constant. Generations ago, we set forth from the planet Earth with the mission of colonizing a new habitable world in the spirit of our ancestors nearly a millennium ago. I see. As you may have presumed, we're in a bit of a bind. Our ship has finally completed its near 200-year journey from Earth, only to find our new home seemingly colonized by... well, we don't know. Communications haven't been successful, so your arrival is fortuitous. Perhaps you'd be willing to act as a middle person between ourselves and... the others. We do. Well, sort of. We saw structures using our surveying equipment. We've also seen the various ships pass us by. Some even seemed to want to communicate, but couldn't. Of course, we had no idea that they were being piloted by other humans. Well, the short answer is, we didn't. It's a generation ship, which is to say that most of us lived long, happy lives on board and passed our mission down to our children. It was never intended that the original crew would make it to our destination. The goal was always the preservation of the human race above all else. Though it would seem that was perhaps a bit presumptuous. Ah, your question confirms one of our recent theories. It would seem that some form of faster-than-light travel or space-bending technology was invented during our long journey. That would explain why we would find people this far out into space. I guess technology leapfrogged us at some point. Interesting. I can only imagine that our predecessors didn't believe the technology would ever work, and so they made the decision to leave when they did. Oh yes, of course. Where are my manners? Now then, please follow me. There's much to discuss first. We'll speak more on the matter once we reach the bridge. Dr. da Costa, you may return to your quarters if you wish.
Thank you, Captain.
I will follow you to the bridge, ma'am.
for security purposes.
I do not believe we have need to fear our guest, but I'll allow it if you insist.
Never seen a ship like yours before.
Welcome to the Earth
Then again, I
colony
haven't seen
ship
any ships
Constant.
before you arrived.
In the early 2100s, my ancestor, Rupert Brackenridge, researched a number of scientific
We've got
scenarios.
strict rules
Climate
around
change,
here.
asteroid
They're strict.
impact, nuclear war, global pandemic, and more. Each scenario showed the likelihood of an extinction-level event to be within 50 years. He fully believed Earth was destined to be rendered uninhabitable. We've always assumed that's what happened. So, he gathered the best and brightest he could find, built the Constant, and set a course for this planet here. We were told that it was the largest, most advanced ship ever constructed on Earth at the time.
The
If you can
Constant
believe,
is a
entire
peaceful
generations
ship.
have been born,
Don't
lived,
change.
and died on this ship. It really goes to show that there are no limits to human ingenuity and perseverance.
We were never trained to address threats coming from outside our ship.
Just stay out of trouble.
So, here we are. Let's talk. We didn't believe anyone would.
I am both shocked and impressed that all of this is still functional.
A bit frazzled, as you can imagine. People are anxious about discovering that we're not alone, and also worried about what will come to pass. While we hope we can work out a deal with the people on the surface, they seem reluctant to reach out, so there's no telling what will come of that. I do know that we can't afford to stay here in orbit forever. The ship was built to sustain us for many years with backup provisions just in case, but even that will come to an end eventually.
I think you're right.
I think I'm coming up on 6 years now. I was only a teenager when my father died, passing command of the ship to me, as is tradition. Because of that, I've had to sort of learn as I go along, instead of taking years of study and apprenticeship under the prior captain. I think some people on the ship resent me for not having the level of experience as my predecessors. But at the same time, without my command, we likely wouldn't have made it here so quickly. Well, as I mentioned, we've been unsuccessful in communications with anyone up until you arrived, though not for lack of trying. But since you're asking, maybe you'd be willing to be a sort of diplomat between us and them as we attempt to resolve our situation. Does that sound agreeable to you? We suspect that our equipment is woefully obsolete compared to whatever you all have now. In all honesty, we never expected to need to communicate with anyone, so our comms aren't particularly robust. That limits our options. We even attempted communicating with lights and sounds, something we saw in an old movie, but I don't believe they picked up on it. If anything, it may have inadvertently alarmed them. We know there's a settlement on the planet below, meaning people were here before us. You see, we intended to settle here, but we assumed that they intend to defend their claim given their presence here. We'd like you to go speak to them on our behalf and help us negotiate a solution, preferably one that favors us. Based on the data our ancestors had when they launched this endeavor, it was determined that this was the perfect planet for us. Even if we had another viable candidate planet, we lack the resources to get there. And as you know, it took us 200 years to get here. Our people have no desire to go back to drifting the stars so their children's children can possibly settle on an inferior planet. Yes, of course. But we need to start from a firm position and state our goal. If need be, we can compromise, work out a mutually beneficial deal or some such, but initially I'd like you to be firm with them and convince them to leave the planet to us. Let me know how they respond, and we'll go from there. We thought about it, but it simply won't do. I need to think about the distant future of our people. Sure, our first settlement may be small, but our predecessors dreamt of our new civilization spreading across the globe. That will be difficult if someone else plans to do the same. While we're not completely close to the idea of sharing, it's much easier if we have complete domain over this world. Now, it makes little sense to give up before you try. Thank you, and good luck.
I know I'm getting up there in years, but I don't think I'll ever tire of flying. Hey! So it is true. An actual stranger aboard our ship? Wow. Oh, geez. Sorry, of course you don't know my name. We never met. I'm Yue. Wow, I never thought this would happen. Well, we're all kind of new to this as well, so you're in good company. It's incredible. I'm pretty excited to meet new people and ask them all sorts of questions. I wonder about all we've missed this whole time while humanity has advanced around us. Oh, I'm the navigation officer, though I switch between nav and piloting. I'll be honest, the ship pretty much flies itself. Its destination hasn't changed since it launched, and we're here now, so I'm not sure what's next. See, the nav system's not perfect. We encounter stuff that our forebears didn't originally count on. Astral bodies, space debris, stuff like that. So sometimes I need to take manual control and get out of tricky situations. Then there was the time I used those unaccounted for anomalies to our advantage. Slingshotted us around a few stars that weren't supposed to be there, saved some fuel and knocked a few decades off our journey. Pretty incredible stuff. Get you around.
Careful waving that fancy gun around. You don't need to see what it can do.
Hey, if you ever want some piloting tips, I'm your chica. Take care of yourself out there, eh?
No matter the outcome, I won't let my crew down.
I wonder, what else is out there?
Now that we know what's out there, things are going to be more interesting.
Just because our equipment's old, doesn't mean it won't work to take down troublemakers. Careful waving that fancy gun around. We don't need to see.
We got strict rules around here, but there's
quite a heritage to have brought this ship so far for such a long time. Worthy of the pride these portraits show.
It was about crops back on Earth. They'd sometimes get overrun with something called insects? These teeny...
Miss Yang said we were experiencing history right now.
Hello there. Given that I don't know you, you must be this visitor I've been hearing so much about. I'm Julia, the Constance chief historian. It's nice to meet you on this momentous occasion. As chief historian, I can tell you a lot, probably. What do you want to know? We're the descendants of wealthy elites, intellectuals, artists, scientists, and others who left Earth in 2040 to spread humanity to the stars. The thinking was that Earth's days were numbered for a variety of reasons. Our finder, Rupert Brackenridge, had the foresight to plan for the worst. Thus, he constructed this colony ship to settle what seemed like the most habitable planet we could find, knowing full well it would take generations to reach. We suspected that we may have been the only ones to leave Earth, given that no one else seemed to have the same idea. I'm glad we appear to be wrong. ECS stands for Earth Colony Ship. We wanted a fairly inclusive name to represent the planet, and not a particular nation of origin. There was an old colony ship that sailed across the oceans of Earth from a country called England to settle on a new continent. It was called either the Susan or Sarah Constant. No one seems to know for sure, so ours was shortened to just Constant. Ironically enough, that ship also reached what they thought was new land, and found it populated when they arrived. As chief historian, I can tell you a lot, probably. What do you want to know? You know where to find me if you ever want to know more. Another time, then?
I've been on lots of cool space adventures. Just like in the old movies.
Miss Julia, I have a question.
Sure. What is it?
If there were animals on Earth, why aren't there any animals here?
Oh. Well, there wasn't enough room on board when our ancestors
I'm glad you're not an alien, but that would have been so cool.
What about the new planet? Will there be animals there?
Maybe.
Now that we know what's out there, things are going to be more interesting from here on out.
I've lived my entire life in the Constant.
Hi there.
I'm not sure how else to live.
Nice to meet you. And that's true. As you can imagine, everyone kind of just knows each other around here. Meeting new people isn't really a thing for us. Yeah, I know. It's funny, though. All our lives, nothing could prepare us for this. We were born into a universe where we legitimately thought we were the only people in existence. Anyway, sorry for freezing up before. I just didn't expect our visitor from the outside to stop by and chat with me. I figured, if anything, you'd be with the captain. I'm Daisuke, the ship's provisions manager. I'm not sure what I can offer you, but if I can help, I will. And if not, I'm happy just to talk. Not really. Things don't work that way here. It's not a shop like you hear about in the books and movies, or, where you're probably from. Almost everything is communal or shared in some way, but sometimes people want a little something extra or special for themselves. So when that happens, they come to me. Mostly, I just keep track of the ship's inventory and help ration the supplies so we don't run out. We manage. I know back on Earth, there used to be stores all over the place. Some that even specialize in specific types of goods, if you can imagine. But here, this is it. We have very limited supplies. Most of our stuff is recycled. Even the food. In a roundabout way, if you know what I mean. It works out for the most part, because it has to. You'll sense a running theme with that around here. Be seeing you.
Boy, am I glad you weren't some sort of alien or something.
I wonder what it's like out there beyond our little community.
There's so much more to learn about now.
Ah, shoot. I totally did. Oh, well.
These are exciting times, aren't they?
Hey.
Never seen a ship like yours before. Then again, I haven't seen any ships before you
We were never trained to address threats coming from outside our ship.
I do not envy the lives that have been led in these confined quarters.
If there is ever anything you need from me, as I always tell my patients, I'm a doctor and a counselor. I assist my wife Lorelei in performing minor medical duties, but I also practice psychology and help maintain our crew's mental health. I know it must seem strange to you. I am not a captain, nor am I a security guard. But I was brought along for a very specific reason. The captain trusts me to de-escalate situations. Pardon me saying, but we did not know who you were or what your intents were. So, Captain Breckenridge wanted me to come along as a friendly face and keep the conversation amicable. I am glad that you were peaceful, and my role was as limited as it was. Thank you. Life on a colony ship has its ups and downs, as you can probably imagine. I tend to look on the bright side of things, however. To the best of our knowledge, we were on a critical mission, saving the human race from extinction. That notion was always with us, and it instilled a sense of pride and duty. Sure, the living quarters could be considered cramped, and we could go nowhere else. But we also had near-endless time with friends and loved ones. I suppose as I get on in years, I have learned to appreciate that more than anything. The pleasure was mine.
And to think, all this time, we thought we were alone.
Wow, I've heard about you, but here you are.
Hey there.
Wow. Hi.
I do not envy the lives that have been led in these confined quarters.
Sure is nice to know there are other people out there.
Wow. I've heard about you. But here you are. I wonder what it's like out there beyond our little community.
Just because our equipment's old, doesn't mean it won't work to take down troublemakers.
The Constant is a peaceful ship.
Touchdown imminent.
We try to stay out of the guest way, but we are always here if needed.
Welcome to Paradiso. Jiro Sukiyama at your service. Do you have a security concern, or is there something else I can help you with?
Neither. We're our own private force. The Paradiso Group pays top dollar for top-notch security. And I dare say we're some of the best in the business. We have to be out here on the fringes of the settled systems. Something I can help you with? Ah, yes. Let's get right to it then. As you can imagine, we've got a predicament on our hands. Under normal circumstances, we would not enlist outside help in this manner. But this is a matter we can't afford to worry our guests about. As such, we need to handle this discreetly. Failure on your part to do so could have severe consequences. So, before we proceed, can you swear not to discuss this with anyone else unless explicitly directed to do so? Great. I appreciate it. Not too long ago, a strange and enormous ship appeared in Parima space. It is now locked in orbit around our planet. So far, it doesn't seem to be hostile, but any attempts to communicate with it have been in vain, so we're unsure of the ship's intentions. I see. Well, if you're speaking on their behalf, I'll refer you right along to the chairman of the Paradiso Group's board, Oliver Campbell. All formal decisions will go through him, not me. I'll let him know you're on your way.
It's beautiful out there, isn't it?
One of these days.
I cannot recall ever having the time, let alone the funds, for a vacation someplace like this.
We've got some of the best private security in the settled systems.
Hello there.
Excuse me, you can't just waltz in there.
Do you have an appointment? Oh, you're the one they're waiting for then. Do you need anything else from me before you meet with the board? People were a little freaked out around here, understandably. It looks so different and it's so massive. We honestly thought we were under attack by an unknown entity. But then, nothing happened. It just stayed there. No one could communicate with it. And we've been very careful not to alert the resort guests. The board believed it would be bad for business. What I could tell you would get me in a lot of trouble. Most of them are typical sea-level execs. I doubt you even need to use your imagination for that. The ones that show up to work day to day, at least. I swear, I've never even met some of them, because they chill at their own private, secluded beach homes all the time. Anyway, be smart around Oliver. He's got a way of getting what he wants without you realizing it. And that's all I'll say. Sure. Have fun in the shark tank. And don't worry, even they call it that.
I just feel that we should be focusing on the natural beauty of this planet, not our amenities.
There are millions of planets out there. People can go to any one of them. The resort facilities are precisely what we bring to the table. Heck, it's the only thing we've really got to offer.
I don't want to risk us coming off as just another artificial,
You're
shady,
lucky I'm not like the other
trash-filled
board members,
dump like
blazing
Neon.
about the
That's
beaches
not
without
who
a
we
care in
are.
the universe.
We've got something special here. We should embrace that.
I am. And you must be the diplomat Jiro told me about. Welcome, welcome. Normally I'd offer you an all-inclusive stay at our resort before we spoke. But given the circumstances, I'm going to cut to the chase. We've got our friends, the aliens, up there causing all sorts of problems for our resort. You like that? The marketing team came up with it. The thought is, if we can't get rid of them, it might actually attract more tourism. Come see the aliens! We run a premier resort getaway here. We can't have our guests concocting stories about some budgy old ship hanging around up there. As it is, we've had to reroute our luxury liners round the other side of the planet on entry so no one sees it. It's bad for business. We need to nip this in the bud and take care of it before the tourists catch on and cause a scene. We're being direct then. Good on you. So, what do you know about this dodgy ship I'm hearing all about? Well, that's something. Shame we can't just tell them kindly to bugger off. Something tells me that's not going to work. Now, tell me, what are we going to do about it? Give me some proposals, people. I need something to work with here.
We could offer to resettle them here. There's more than enough space.
They could stay here, temporarily, but it'll cost them. Quite a bit, too. They'd need to work off all their debts before being allowed to leave.
Maybe not. What if we help them get out of here? Outfit their ship with a grav drive so they can find a new home. We could even lend our engineers to help and give their captain an updated star map. What do you think?
Sounds costly. We can't absorb that cost, and it's unlikely they even have compatible currency, let alone enough for the transaction. Someone else would have to foot the bill.
Oh, I swear this would be a lot easier if they ceased to exist entirely. Anyway, Seema's got the right idea. Either works for me. Just tell me what you want to do. It's not our responsibility to bear the brunt of that cost. We're being more than generous by offering the use of our engineering team to help install it. A custom grav drive can't come cheap, and I assume they have neither the monetary means nor the connections to get a hold of that kind of technology. That leaves the only other party in this negotiation. You. Oh, I didn't say that specifically. This would be a mutual contract for room and board in exchange for services rendered. Of course, there's no telling how long this arrangement will last, given the substantial costs we'd need to take on in order to accommodate them here, including their continued room and board. But this may save the resort on operating costs in the long term, as we'd be able to let go of some of our current paid staff. I'm not suggesting anything, other than it would make our lives so much easier if that ship ceased existing. Make of that what you will. We operate outside of the Free Stars only, you see, partially because we don't want anyone else meddling in our affairs. And we'd rather not draw attention to it, as I've mentioned. It could be bad for business. We'd much rather settle this independently. We own this planet, they don't. Here at Paradiso, we don't like leaving things to chance. Who knows what these people will do with their land? Imagine the landscaping disasters they might come up with. And how that might mar the satellite imagery of the planet in our brochures. No, much better to assimilate them into our culture if they come here to live, rather than leave it to chance. Well, absurd or not, that's our official stance. I make the decisions that are best for our entire group. You don't. And which proposal will you be taking to the good captain? I assume there's a captain? They'd be hard-pressed to defend their claim in any courts. Our charter goes back years. It was registered with both the UC and Free Star Collective, per the Centaurus Proclamation. We may be outside the settled systems, but that charter's official as can be. I'm sorry, but you're going to need to be the one to break the news to them that they need to make a compromise or leave. Ah, good on you. You want to see a man named Benny St. James over at Hope Tech. He's the best in the business. If anyone can retrofit a 200-year-old ship with a modern grav drive, it'd be him. We'll coordinate our engineering team with his when you return, though you may have to help the Constant engineers prepare for it on their end. Good luck.
They deserve a renewed chance to decide their own fates. That is the right thing to do.
Right. On behalf of the Paradiso Group, we appreciate your help. Alarm's right.
Thank you.
We don't want to compete with Dion. Bayou's ruthless. He'll do anything he can to eliminate the competition.
What's not to love about this planet?
That being said, I think there's a middle ground. Maybe build up the beachfront at a boardwalk amusement park. I've had this idea to build artificial...
Hope you're staying safe out there.
Sounds good.
Please, let the concierge know if you need anything.
It's lovely here.
Everything here is a little more expensive than what I expected. Just that much.
Do you see anything useful?
There are so many activities I'm looking forward to doing, but I'm just having a good time relaxing.
Just glad I don't work on the luxury cruisers that bring.
Your safety is our #1 priority.
I appreciate you taking the wheel.
Please help me! My brother was attacked by some nasty creature and isn't going to make it much longer. He needs a med pack. Quick! Thanks for the med pack. You're a lifesaver. I'll get us back home. Don't worry. Hey, use this med pack so we can
And
get out
your
of here.
scan shows...
We're going home. Thank you. He may be my annoying brother, but I don't know what I'd do without him. Please, help me! My brother was attacked by some nasty creature and isn't going to make it much longer. He needs a med pack. Quick! Oh, phew. I owe you. Seriously.
I just need to rest now. I need to sleep for a couple weeks.
A break is well deserved.
Wait. But we told you to keep your head
fire.
Whoa! Where'd they go?
They should have known better.
Take cover!
Did they have anything of value?
Let's end this. Great. We got a magician here. Ugh. The things I'm gonna do when I find you.
Forget this. We got better stuff to do. What the?
Enough games! Let's do this!
I'm hit! My eye!
You cannot beat me.
I cannot wait to kill you.
Cover me!
you are.
Not the best. Now you'll bleed.
How quickly can you get that done? The spoils of victory. Hopefully they amount to something.
I don't want to hear any complaints.
A fair amount of business runs through Hopetown, and from what I understand, most of it is legal.
Is this really happening? Someone needs to do something!
You think you can hide?
You ever check out the prices at Trident? You could buy like a fleet of Hopetech ships for the same price.
Oh. Oh, no. That wouldn't work. The O2 needs enough capacity for the whole ship. Sure. That sounds like me. What can I do for you? I'm a little busy, but I think I could spare some time. Ah, so that's what this is. Oliver Campbell told me to expect you. His courier just left. Didn't say you'd be so rude about it. But I guess that's the kind of company Oliver keeps. I did some research on ships from that era, so I have a decent enough idea of what we need to do. So grav drives didn't really take off until after the ship was built. But I've got access to an ancient grav drive that looks like it could be compatible. With some minor adjustments. It's in good shape, too. Parts not cheap, though. Neither is the labor. Just pay the combined cost of parts and labor, and it's yours. It's a pretty big ask, given how rare these old grav drives are. Maybe it is selfish of me to demand such a price. Tell you what, sounds like this is for a good cause. While I can't give you the part for free, I won't charge you for the work. You're darn right it is. I'll get to work on it right away. I recommend you go back to the ship and ask the captain to prepare for its retrofit. Standard stuff. I'm sure they have an engineer on board to help. We'll send the part along when it's ready and install it with the help of Oliver's people. Pleasure working with you.
Integrity looks good.
Captain Rex, greetings.
Just stay out of trouble. The Constant is a peaceful ship. Don't choose.
People always appreciate a good engineer, whether they know it or not. I was hoping to talk to our visitor from outer space, and here you are! Welcome, welcome! I have a million burning questions, but I won't overwhelm you. There will be plenty of time for that later. Please, indulge me just a couple. How did you do it? Did humanity finally discover faster-than-light travel and eclipse our poor old ship? I knew it. It's incredible! I read about this technology in our archives from Earth, but it was only theoretical back then. Amazing! I'll have to learn more. Oh, I've got so many questions, but I'm being rude. I haven't even given you my name. Chief Engineer Kazemi, but you can call me Amin. And, I might add, I'm one of the reasons we're still floating out here today. Indeed. Thank you for being so kind and indulging me. You must understand how thrilling this news is for someone like me. Someone who suspected this encounter was, in fact, possible. Many years ago, when I was a junior engineer, the reactor's computer burned out. The computer that controls the reactor's various regulators. I'll spare you the details, but when that happens, the ship and everyone on it is in danger of turning into a mess of hot slag. I had to jury-rig parts from old media devices to prevent a meltdown. And that's how I became the boss around here. You okay there? I know. I'd be speechless in my presence too. Yes? I know. I'd be speechless in my presence too. You okay there? Some may say I'm a master of keeping things together with nothing but duct tape and bubblegum. Well, if we had any gum left. Pretty sure that ran out 100 years ago. When I'm not dealing with catastrophic engine failures, I manage the other engineers. We maintain all the machinery, computers, you name it. We keep the life support on, and the ship flying. Ah, great question. I do not know for sure, but I can venture a guess. All of the reading I've done on the matter suggests that at the time, there was uncertainty that the technology would ever work, or if it did, that it would work at the scale we needed. So, I trust they made the decision to strike out when they did, fully believing it was the only way. Yes! So many! Does everyone have their own spaceships like you? Do people only live on naturally habitable planets, or did they learn to terraform? Are we in contact with alien species? I have so many more, but I don't want to take up all your time. Haha! I knew it! Incredible! Amazing! Simply amazing! In our ancestors' time, only the very wealthy could afford to build ships. Even this ship was only possible by our families pulling together nearly all of their financial resources. I'm not surprised. The amount of energy it would take to terraform an entire planet seems improbable. I can assume these types of colonies are strictly for mining and gathering rare resources, since there are nearly limitless habitable planets to choose from out there. Disappointing, but not unexpected. When you showed up, I tried to tell the others about the Fermi Paradox. I suggested that the most likely explanation for you was that humanity had developed faster, more advanced technology and had leapfrogged us. Seems I was right. Ah, thank you for taking the time to talk with me. I can have a bit of a big personality, I'm told. So let me know if I ever get on your nerves. What grab drive? Just joking with you. The Paradiso engineers filled me in. Okay, let's see what we need to do. All right. This will be fun. And hopefully there will be no explosions in the process. I have just received word that the drive is here. Ready to get to work? Oh, don't worry about that. Just a little engineering humor. We've kept this ship going with minimal incidents this long. I'm not about to let anything happen to it now. But, to be clear, what we're doing is very dangerous, and we should be prepared for anything. But yes, of course I need your help. My team needs to stay on top of their daily maintenance, and I need to make my own preparations for this gravity drive you brought us. Your help is going to be vital to this procedure. And have no worries, it'll be easy. I'll guide you through the process. Great, great, great! There are 3 preparations I need you to help me make while I set things up on my end. First thing I need you to do is reroute the power from the port turbo pump to the auxiliary cryogenic radiator. Then, turn the plasma runoff inhibitor function to 5%. Last, you'll need to decouple the magnetic flange pipe enclosures from the auxiliary module assembly. Got it? Let's hop to it! can't tell you how many times I've had to make do with inelegant... something wrong? There are 3 things we need to do. Reroute the power from the port turbopump to the auxiliary cryogenic radiator. Turn the plasma runoff inhibitor function to 5%. Decouple the magnetic flange pipe enclosures from the auxiliary module assembly. See you!
Think, all this talk... We thought we were alone.
Something wrong? There are 3 things we need to do. Reroute the power from the port turbopump to the auxiliary cryogenic radiator. Turn the plasma run... Decouple the magnetic... Good luck out there!
Wow.
Hi. Saw Amin in here again. How many meals does that guy eat?
I don't know, but he deserves whatever he gets. Do you know how many times he's saved the lives of everyone on his ship?
Aren't you worried about running out of food?
If the other colonists... something wrong? There's still something left to do. Turn the plasma runoff inhibitor function to 5%. Decouple the magnetic flange pipe enclosures from the auxiliary module assembly.
Sure I do.
Something wrong? There's still something left to do. Turn the plasma runoff inhibitor function to 5%. Decouple the magnetic... So long!
I've lived my entire life...
Keeping at 200... something wrong? There's still something left to do. Decouple the magnetic flange pipe enclosures from the auxiliary module assembly. Careful not to touch anything on your way out. Looks like everything is good to go on both your end and mine. Can you go inform the captain while they're finishing the installation? Thanks.
We were never trained to address threats coming from outside our ship.
Never seen a ship like yours before. But then again...
We've got strict rules around here. They're strict for a reason.
Just
Stay out of it.
I know Captain Brackenridge has essentially given you free rein to wander the ship, but security will still be watching you closely. I hope you understand, given we have so little experience with people from the outside. It pays to take security seriously. Something I understand much better now than in my youth.
Just because our equipment's old, doesn't mean it won't work to take down troublemakers.
Well, well, it would appear we have the means to go nearly anywhere now, thanks to you. The engineers even upgraded our communications equipment so we can speak with passing ships. Turns out it was a pretty easy fix. Thank you again for all you've done. We don't yet know, but we did receive a star map from the Paradiso engineers. I suppose we'll just chart a course for other suitable habitable worlds until we find one that matches the quality of Paradiso. Porima 2 here. Without you, we'd most likely be stuck. But you went above and beyond. I'll make sure people tell tales of your generosity for as long as our society lives. I don't know if we can ever fully repay you. Thank you again. We've roamed the stars for almost 200 years. What's a little longer? Understandably, some are disappointed that we gave up our home, but I think I've managed to convince them that this will be best in the long term. I have no doubt that even if it takes more time, we will manage to find something even better. And it's important to remember we're still way ahead of our original schedule. Everything will be fine. That's a good question, but I firmly believe that establishing our own home is what our ancestors would want for us. I think that we will assimilate to some degree, particularly when it comes to trade and exchange of ideas. However, we've fared by ourselves for so long, it would be unreasonable for our people to give up our own sovereignty in favor of a completely different society's rules and expectations. It may seem like it's about me maintaining control, but it's more about avoiding massive culture shock. We'll get there, but we'll need to ease into it so future generations can reap the benefits. Goodness, I'm not... It may take some time, but... Oh. Set a course then. We'll go and take a look now that we know there are other people out there.
You're lucky we're under orders not to escort you.
But there were obvious problems with it. I'm sure Captain Brackenridge has very good reasons for doing what she's doing.
I picked up something you might be interested in.
We're unlatched, free and clear.
This is the Earth Colony ship Constant. What is the nature of your communication? it. At least scans say that's your ship ID. Cool. Can I help you out with anything? Not quite sure yet. We've got a few possibilities for habitable planets to check out. We've just gotta pick one and go. Oh, yeah, they're great. Thanks again for securing them for us. I've been playing around with the new communication systems ever since we got them. And while I've been itching to kick off that grav drive, I've been told it's probably not a great idea until we figured out where we're going. That'd be great. Hopefully you can find us out there exploring, or if we finally settle. Take care.
Another jump down. Take that, Dad.
Unknown vessel. Prepare to submit to...
Wait! I know him. He's the one that helped on Altair 2. This is Captain Myung. Please acknowledge. Come, nice to see you. Been busy risking your ass for total strangers, huh?
Hey, Dad? Will you read to me tonight before bed?
Read to you? Sure. I'd like that very much. You haven't asked me to do that in a long time.
You are giving us a run for the money. Do
Will you do funny voices for the characters?
Fine.
Like you used to when I was
Private
little?
Sai says
You just try
hi.
and stop me.
No more passing messages. Decorum, Marines. So, Command signed off on our unauthorized training mission. Sadly lost some men, but training accidents happen to the best of us. I stand by it. You'd make a hell of a Marine. But, damn proud to know you too. Command's shipping us off to parts unknown. But would you accept a final parting gift? It's a nice thought, but the galaxy's a big place. A lot of good people owe you their lives. Maybe one day some of us can return the favor. Myung out.
Nice job. We're right on target.
Hailing unknown vessel, colonists here in distress. Please, thank you for responding. We had someone jump in and leave without even saying hi. We're with, List, and we're just trying to get to our new home. But our grav drive is old, like really old, and I'm afraid it's given up the ghost. The League of Independent Settlers, they helped us choose a new home, outfitted us, and gave us some good advice. But, once you head out, you're kind of on your own. Listen, we have kids listening, so, let's just say affirmative. Very much affirmative. We have a workbench here, but we need just common old iron. A lot of it. Then we should be able to jury-rig some repairs. Any chance you have some? We'll pay loads more than the iron's actually worth. It's just dead. The whole unit is like a brick now. No power readouts, the diagnostic log only says it's offline. Well, what we can read. I think some of the warnings are in Cyrillic. You know those old Russian letters? If you can find or buy some iron, it's not like we're going anywhere. Thank you.
Landing gear's ready.
Every world with living things is a treasure.
Fine day for a drive, is it not? I shall stand guard while you focus.
Any interesting results?
Prepare for liftoff. We're in orbit. What next?
Glad to hear from you again. Did you bring the iron we talked about? We'll need loads of it to jury-rig our repairs. That should do us. Thank you. And this should cover the iron, and then some. We'll be heading out hopefully shortly.
Ready to tackle whatever the starfield throws at us.
you've got something for me? Ron Hope was a real piece of work, wasn't he? Despicable is too kind a word. He held innocent people with little regard, treating their lives like numbers on a balance sheet. It's an absolute disgrace. I'm relieved to hear you say that. Letting him off the hook would have been a terrible injustice. While that's true, it certainly doesn't excuse the blood that he has on his hands. No, it certainly isn't. Especially when it comes at the expense of human lives. Well, I think I've lectured you enough. Thanks for taking the time to listen to me.
When you have a few moments, there's something I'd like to discuss. Must have been a good jump. We're still in one piece.
Ship Constant. What is the nature of your communication? Oh, wow. I haven't seen you for a hot minute. I hope all is well for you. Great. The engineers are keeping it running smoothly. The grav drive's still working like a charm. And now that we can contact others out there, we've been able to pick up supplies and perform some much-needed maintenance on the old Constant. Not bad, but not great. As you can imagine, we're still searching, unfortunately. We visited some promising worlds, but Captain Breckenridge has shot them down for one reason or another. Some of the reasons have been very good, honestly, like not wanting to live on a planet with lots of volcanic activity or one that constantly smells of sulfur. But I feel like we could have settled for less than absolute perfection by now. I think we're doing pretty good. Captain Breckenridge hasn't informed me of any pressing concerns, at least. Oh, you know what? I think I heard Janet grumbling about needing help with something. Maybe come aboard and talk to her? Actually, Abe might need some help from someone with the ship. He's been stressing out about it lately, but what else is new? You can always dock with us and go talk to him. It's hard to say at the moment. We're actually sitting here trying to figure that out. We have a few more planets and moons in mind to check out. The captain is convinced at least one of them will be to our liking. It's disappointing that we haven't found something yet, or settled for less, but I get it. We want to make sure our forever home is as good as it can be, and there are no shortages of hospitable worlds.
We're docked.
Captain Rex, do you require my assistance?
Careful waving that fancy gun around. We don't need to see what it can do.
Now that we know what's out there, things are going to be more interesting from here on out. You're lucky we're under orders not to escort you right off this ship.
Now that we know there are other people out there, We need to be more prepared for trouble than ever.
Now that we know what's out there, things are going to be more interesting from here on out. Careful waving that fancy gun around.
In the long run,
you don't need
this
to see what it
will
can
be better
do.
for us. It allows us to keep our own sovereignty. We had time to prepare ourselves since we arrived in orbit around this planet. We knew there was life, and the predominant theory was that it was human life. When you approached, we needed to be careful. Both because you presented a potential threat, but also potential salvation. Plans were in place to deal with both scenarios, and luckily, cooler heads prevailed. Bye.
I wasn't looking forward to working my way out of debt for those losers anyway.
Space for that planet was not right for us anyway. No doubt the next one will be. Safe travels to you.
Piloting the old Constant has been fun. I'll be watching the skies for you.
Boy, am I glad you weren't some sort of aliens.
We were never trained to address threats coming from outside our ship. Never seen a ship like yours before. Then again, I haven't seen any ships.
Sure is nice to know there are other people out there. Hey there.
Hey. So much to learn now that I can get inventory from the outside. We sometimes dock with trade vessels and supply depots along the way. When we do, I manage to pick up goods to sell. We still provide most necessities to our crew, but they may buy extra or afford some luxury items. Sometimes, we even sell to visitors. Not much, but it's yours for a fair price. Take care.
Just stay out of trouble. The Constant is a peaceful ship. Don't change.
Just because our equipment's old doesn't mean it won't work to take down troublemakers. We got strict rules around here, but they're strict for a reason.
Just because our equipment's old, doesn't mean it won't work to take down troublemakers. Never seen a ship like yours before. And then again, I haven't seen any ships.
Oh, what am I gonna do? I can't connect these people all by myself. Oh, hi. Hello. You're the alien. Sorry, old habit. Let me start over. You're the person who helped us with our little dilemma, aren't you? Sorry, yeah. Deep breath. Here we go. I'm Abe Levitz. Abe Levitz, cabin manager on board the ship. So, I'm happy to help you with anything you need during your stay with us. I'm happy to schmooze with you anytime. Oh, you heard? I was just kvetching to myself. Mostly I just need to find someone with a ship, but hey, you're someone with a ship, aren't you? I'll save you the spiel, but ever since we found out that people exist out there, the crew's been asking me if we could track down possible relatives. I made the mistake of looking some up, and now they want to connect with them. Now, I'm not gonna ask you to schlep anyone back and forth, but could you deliver these messages for us to connect our crew with their relatives? Oh, you're such a mensch! Thank you! Let me get you the letter and the information you'll need to track down the relative.
There is so much more to learn about now.
I wonder what else is out there.
We were so close to finding our new home. Hopefully it won't be too much longer now.
Captain, there's something I wish to speak to you.
I'm worried about Janet.
Yes, Mr. Reader?
I wonder if someone from the outside can help her.
What is it?
And set forth.
These are exciting times, aren't they?
It seems natural that someone...
Your arrival, as long as our people are together, it will always feel like home. Be well on your journey.
In nature. Though I have made it clear to those individuals that...
Great. How many more days?
Oh, I've heard about you. The visitor who helped us get into the situation we're now in, roaming the galaxy with no end in sight. Sorry, I don't mean to be ungrateful or rude. I'm just frustrated. Certainly not what I want to do. I mean, I hate this job, and there's really nothing I can do about it. I'm the cultivation manager. Fancy words for farmer and fertilizer collector. I didn't have a choice. Most people don't. You get a job, and that's it. Like, I'm great at what I do, but I would enjoy doing literally anything else. Meanwhile, my sister Julia, she gets to hang out with kids all day and watch movies. The kids I couldn't care less about, but she doesn't even care about Earth culture. Ugh! Is it that obvious? Breckenridge is intent on finding a home just as perfect as Paradiso, and it's clear that's never going to happen. I'd love to leave. But outside of you and the occasional passing trade ships we make contact with, there aren't any ways off this ship. And besides, Breckenridge forbids it. I've tried. She insists we stay together for the sake of the community. I'm stuck here. Oh my God, yes! It's all I've ever known. But I feel a deep need to get out of here. I can't explain it. Maybe it was all those movies I saw as a kid. Green meadows, beaches, lush forests, mountains. I've always wanted to experience these things. And we were so close to it, damn it! I could almost feel it. So yeah, I'm done with this place. It's a long shot. You've dealt with her. You know she can be stubborn. But then again, you did make her see reason before and set us on this path. Maybe you can do it again and fix this mess. Sorry, I know it may not sound like it, but I'd actually be really grateful to you if you succeed.
When we confront her about this, we will not take no for an answer. She will let you go. You'll see. Can we speak for a moment? Such a long time to survive on only the foods that can be grown here. I suppose being a picky eater was... If you have the time, I wish to speak to you. I wanted to thank you for giving me the chance to work with you. I know we met under, unusual circumstances. You seem to be acclimating well to Constellation. Are you enjoying working with them? None of us are in this for the credits. You have certainly become a vital part of the organization. That is a credit to your abilities. If I may, from what you have seen, do you think I fit in well with the rest of Constellation? Perhaps, but it is still important to me. I feel as though I am often looking in at the rest of the group. I do not like this feeling. I would like to feel that I am a valued member of the organization, but I am concerned that I am off-putting, or my actions have alienated me. I have not shared much, but everyone knows I worked with smugglers for years. I am no stranger to violence and death. I know. For those that have not lived it, it can be difficult to imagine or accept. Others here have seen conflict, but for more noble causes. Vladimir is the only one here who can begin to understand. He was the one who pressed the group to include me. I lack his charm. He puts others at ease. I fear my presence does the opposite. That is kind of you. You also have a lot going. I find expressing affection difficult, but truly. Thank you. I know this seems trivial. Perhaps childish. I have just always relied only on myself. I've never been surrounded by people like this. By a group I wish to be a part of. Does that make sense? Thank you. That is reassuring. Discussing these things is challenging for me. I hope now you can better understand why I wanted to keep the circumstances of our meeting quiet. I wanted to thank you for not saying anything to Vladimir. I know that you said you wouldn't, but it is still a relief. I would like my contributions to Constellation to amount to more than violence. Indeed it was. And now I hope you can see why. Thank you for talking this over with me. It is good to know that at least one member of Constellation understands me.
We've got strict rules around here, but they're strict for a reason.
There's so much more to learn about now.
Perhaps I can soon retire. That's something people used to do, I hear. I hear you're the one who helped us out of that mess. It's good to meet you. I suppose I have you to thank for my husband Mabuti's continued survival. No, but he was in danger of being terminated. The ECS Constant had a very strict population control measure that we needed to enact because resources and living spaces were scarce. The eldest of us would volunteer to terminate themselves to make room when needed. Mabuti, being the kind soul he is, volunteered. It may seem harsh, but it was needed for our continued survival. I certainly hope so, too. It shouldn't.
It does seem to be resolved, thankfully. Oh, so demanding. Here, see what you think of this. Until next time.
I don't have much to spare, but if you are ever injured, I will try my best to help. Indeed. In addition to regular checkups, I perform surgery. I also help train them. In theory, yes. So, voluntary terminations have been put on hold for the time being. Of course, we may still run into problems with living space aboard the ship if we go too long without finding a new home. We tried our best to avoid that through Rarely we ran into situations where things did not go according to plan. We never did anything without careful consideration. But at the end of the day, we needed to do what was best for the ship so as not to put everyone in jeopardy. Stay safe.
I've lived my entire life in the Constant. I'm not sure how else to live.
Julia? Can we watch that movie with all the superheroes in it?
We'll see. We have a lot of movies
We were
to get
so
through,
close to
but maybe
finding
during
our new
next
home.
choice time, if you could get
I'm so excited I can plot. That's what Mr. Abe says sometimes. It's funny.
My crew may not realize it now, but we will be much happier with a home of our own. I'm well aware of Janet's desire to leave. I'll tell you the same thing I told her. For the sake of our mission and community, we need to stay together. Each member of our community is valuable, especially Janet. If she left, we'd be at least a couple of weeks behind in food production while we trained someone to fill her role. But I suppose if you brought us more food staples to tide us over while that happens, we could do it. Say, a large quantity of potatoes? Sorry, that's not going to be enough. If we're really going to do this, you'll need to bring me more. Let me know when you've got what I'm asking for.
Yes?
We've roamed the stars for almost 200 years. What's a little longer? Well, if you can bring me those potatoes to make up for our potential food shortage in her absence, I'll be happy to consider it. I'll be the judge of that. Janet's been in a sour mood before. She'll snap out of it again, I'm sure. I know, which is why I'm taking into account the future of our entire crew, and not just one individual. I don't know that I can right now. We all started this together, we should end it together. Sorry, I've made up my mind and we can't afford to lose her. Unless you can figure out some sort of reasonable alternative to make up for her absence, then my answer remains a firm no. Sorry, is this still something you want to talk about? My crew may not realize it now. I'm well aware of Janet's desire to leave. I'll tell you the same thing I told her. For the sake of our mission and community, we need each member of our... But I'll be the judge of that. I suppose not. It would be bad for all of us if she slipped into depression. I hear you. I know, but I don't think so. This is more complicated than you seem to understand. Sorry, I've made up my mind and we can't afford to lose her.
Unless you can figure out some sort of reasonable alternative to make up for her absence, then my answer remains a firm no. Sorry, is this still something you want to talk about? My crew may not realize it now. I'm well aware of Janet, each member of our community, but I'll be the judge of that. I suppose not. It would be bad for all of us if she slipped into depression. Well, you've got away with words, I'll give you that. Once again, you've convinced me to do the right thing. And while I'm not happy about letting one of our own go, I think you're right. It's for the best. Let her know she's free to leave on the next ship willing to take her. I just hope this doesn't prompt others to want to leave as well.
Thank you, Captain. Making difficult decisions with grace is the mark of a true leader.
Now that we know there are other people out there, we need to be more prepared for this.
Wow. Hi.
I wonder what else is out there.
It'll be a miracle if you can... You seem convinced you can help me. But I'll believe it. Wait, for real? How? I thought I was going to have to escape on my own somehow, but if she's given me her blessing, that's even better. If I'm being honest, I should have known you can do it. After all, you're the reason we're still out here. I heard about what you did for us, getting that grav drive or whatever. I was kind of hoping you'd overhear me and offer to help earlier. I probably should have just asked you, but I guess I'm not good at asking for help. Anyway, thanks for helping me. I know you didn't need to. No idea. One of the techs who helped retrofit the grav drive onto the Constant mentioned a place called New Atlantis. Maybe I'll check it out. It sounded interesting. Anyway, seems like a good place to start, especially if I want to find a job that isn't farming. Julia? Oh, she'll be fine. She loves this stupid ship. I've tried talking her into coming with me, but she won't budge. Like almost everyone else, she believes in the original mission. Whatever. I'm sure I'll hear news of the Constant's whereabouts. Maybe I'll even come back to visit. She's my sister, after all. Thanks again. I'm going to need it. It's a whole new world out there. I hope we meet again someday.
The Constant is a peaceful ship. Don't change that.
Hey, what do you think people out there eat? Do you think they eat the same stuff we do?
Not sure. They must still farm, right? Maybe even plant stuff in the ground like we read about.
Can't believe we came all this way.
We were never trained to address threats coming from
Clamps released.
Let's see what there is to see. Driver spinning down. Jump was smooth as butter.
Jump. Nice work. Grav drive spinning down. Systems green.
Ship Constant. What is the nature of your communication? Oh, fancy meeting you all the way out here. Not bad, but not great. As you can imagine, we're still searching, unfortunately. We visited some promising worlds, but Captain Breckenridge has shot them down for one reason or another. Some of the reasons have been very good, honestly, like not wanting to live on a planet with lots of volcanic activity or one that constantly smells of sulfur. But I feel like we could have settled for less than absolute perfection by now. It's hard to say at the moment. We're actually sitting here trying to figure that out. We have a few more planets and moons in mind to check out. The captain is convinced at least one of them will be to her liking. It's disappointing that we haven't found something yet, or settled for less, but I get it. We want to make sure our forever home is as good as it can be, and there are no shortages of hospitable worlds. Great! The engineers are keeping it running smoothly. the grav drive's still working like a charm. And now that we can contact others out there, we've been able to pick up supplies and perform some much-needed maintenance on the Oak Constant. I think we're doing pretty good. Captain Breckenridge hasn't informed me of any pressing concerns, at least.
Jump complete. Normal propulsion restored. Navigational feedback checks out. We're in the right place.
Constellation vessel. Sam? Sam, is that you? I could use a little help if you're not too busy.
Engine down.
Enemy's engines are offline.
We've taken out their grav drive. Direct hit to the enemy's target's grav drive is there.
Target's shields are
When
offline.
run, pal. Grav drive out.
Target's grav drive is disabled. Enemy propulsion down.
They should be much easier to hit now.
Their grav
They've
drive is
lost
toast.
grav jump capability.
Nailed their grav drive.
Critical damage to the enemy's grav drive. They've lost shields. Hit them now. Their shields have been knocked down. Excellent work. Direct hit to their grav drive.
And the board is clear. If you have time, I'll have to talk before I have to head off. I had it covered, but happy to be in your debt again.
So what, if we count this incident as the second time I've saved you?
It's not a competition, Sam.
Sure it isn't. So there's that time at the asteroid belt, the one on Neon. So, I still owe you 3, Lillian.
4. You always forget that cargo freighter with the explosives.
4. Definitely 4 then.
But, Captain, in all seriousness, your help is appreciated. Do me a favor. Next time I want to come to the rescue. Is Cora on board?
Mom!
Oh, babe girl. It's so good to hear your voice.
Can we come over and visit?
Sadly not now, honey. I'm still on the clock.
Crime never sleeps.
At this point, I'd settle for a cat nap. I am planning a proper vacation one day.
I hear Paradiso was nice.
Is this the famous vacation you've been planning since before I met you?
Always with the wisecracks. And Captain, nice moves. It's good to know my daughter's in good hands.
What about me?
What about you, Sam? I'm kidding. You always said I need to have a better sense of humor.
Forget I ever mentioned that.
Take care.
Setting down, everything in the green.
I'll never grow weary of seeing places like this. I would not wish to make too many assumptions about where the credits for all this came from, but it seems that crime does indeed pay.
Memory's fault comes through on the exact time, but my career in the fleet took a turn as the UC stepped up its efforts. Not the first or last time they tried to wash the bloody tab. Caught a smile being with the crew whose captain took the challenge to play smart. If every breach and storm was a fight to the death, might as well make it for the highest stakes. And why not take the time to learn all the locks and bolts? Crack the systems that held the treasures? Learn the routes between stars that will become the best places to go. I never read so many books in my days as when I was gearing the brain for a heist. Soon enough, I found myself just reading whenever time's moments could spare.
machine. We cannot just break it open. Perhaps all this does come at a cost. To one's peace of mind, if nothing else.
When my former captain died, I knew my days with the fleet were marching to the cliff's end. I was already considered an old jackalbones, scaring the new rooks on the fact that I was still alive. Grimm's laughing reminder that most of them wouldn't make it to my age. Tossing my youth away on gutting haulers for the fleet was one thing, but watching another generation doing the same, knowing where the end was for them, my mind started clocking hours on the point of it all. And that's when the beauty of the Blackest Sea started to catch me for the first time. Humanity's jaunt into the stars could use a friendlier meeting than gun and blade. And who could do better good out there than someone who had seen the darkest edges and lived to tip your ear to the tale?
Switching over to standard
This
engine.
is UC Security. Prepare to be scanned for contraband. And we are done. Welcome to Gagarin.
Ready for touchdown.
Captain Rex, hello. I am satisfied to see that you survived your most recent sleep cycle.